Next, Curry Slide.
Overrated. I mean, a Pro 2 made personally, but it is overrated. It is overrated.
I'm gonna agree. Why do you think it's overrated?
It's just people act like if a card doesn't have Pro 2, they can't do anything on the floor. And look, I'm the first to admit, I use the Curry Slide more than anyone. I'm okay if a card doesn't have the Curry Slide. I don't think it's the end of the world. I'm like, oh, I can't use this card. He can't Curry Slide. You don't need it to score, man, on either gen. And you definitely don't need it to score on next gen because there's other size up escapes that are valid.
Have you done the the standstill directly left or directly right speed boost? You know the one where you stop and you go into like the ultra boost where you just go straight into a sprint going one direction. Have you ever done that into a Pro 1 size up?
No.
It's better than the Curry.
I haven't.
There are a lot of or do a momentum behind the back into a Pro 1 and it's momentum behind the back into another momentum behind the back. And it's like Pro 1 is almost as broken as Pro 2. Unless it's on a primary ball handler on next gen.
Yeah.
Like you can combo so much stuff out of the Pro 1 because you get more space. It is slower than the Curry, but you get more separation off the Pro 1. Pro 1 sucks on the Curry.
Like they made it a lot easier as well on next gen to like bump you out of the Curry. Yeah. Like if you stand directly on the side, you know they're going. You're turning that ball over every time.
I will say the Curry is still the best. But it's not like
100%.
It's not like a case of if a card doesn't have the Curry Slide, they're unusable. It's like
there's ways to get open on both gens without it. It's probably not as easy on current gen, but like honestly, just speed boost glitch. Like if you don't have the Curry, you'll be fine. Call a screen, walk one way and shoot. You'll be doing okay. Yeah. I promise.
But like one thing I've noticed is the Curry Slide is better against bums. So, like, if you saw in, like, 250k final, how little they splash Curry. I don't think Ty curried once. Did Ty even have any players that could curry except for Luka?
Use it, though. Well, he had Kawhi, didn't he?
Yeah.
So Kawhi can do it.
Yeah. Well, even Splash with Hondo wasn't using it at all. He was just speed glitching into the quick stops.
Yeah, the only time I remember Splash does that little move when he has Sharp Edge that I stole, the double between the legs into the Curry. I have been abusing that. That's pretty disgusting. But that's like he said he only does that when he has Sharp Edge. So
yeah, like it is still the best move. But
that's because like against a comp player, it's a lot harder. Like you're not gonna get open off the Curry Slide because they're just gonna hedge dumb high on your screens anyway. So. Yeah. You gotta get creative.
Because I know there is one specific YouTuber like Jacked Bill. He blames the Curry Slide on why the game is so bad. He fully.
It's not a Curry Slide problem.
He blames the Curry Slide on it, and I'd love to actually get him on this because I really want to actually just talk to him. Because his content, I find his content really, really interesting. But I think the Curry Slide. I will say this. If you are playing someone that doesn't know how to stop the Curry Slide, you will win every single time. But it's just, at a competitive level, most people have figured it out. It's a little bit like... It's a bit like the momentum behind the back last year. Is that...
Oh god, how I missed that.
Yeah, but like... It was beatable. It wasn't the be-all and end-all. Like, Deep Hash was still more overpowered than any sort of momentum behind the back.
The thing with the explosive last year that made it so effective was you got stun animations off it, so it was really hard to pick up.
Yeah, that is true.
That's what made it so bad.
So, next we have got Steady Shooter Hatred. Underrated or overrated?
Overrated? I don't want to hear. It's not that bad, I promise. It's really not. Look. I primarily play on current gen. I share an account with Unbeatable Jacob. Shout out Jacob. He plays on next gen. All my cards have gold steady minimum. Okay, I'm shooting just fine with it. If you're not hitting shots and you're blaming steady, it's because you're not timing your jump shots. I promise. The only difference steady makes is if you mistime a shot, there's a higher chance it's not going in. All I'm gonna say is just green.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when you have Sharp Badge and Half Steady and you green a 94% contested, that's the most satisfying thing. I promise it is.
And I'm going to say this, is like, when people straight arm with a card with Steady, they blame Steady. But when people straight arm with a card without Steady, you're just like, I straight armed.
Then they blame the game, but if you straight arm, it's not because you have Steady, it's because the game doesn't want you to hit that green.
And the one thing is, like, as much as people complained about it in 2K20, how many straight arms were we still shooting in June and July?
Oh, plenty.
And no card Steady.
Steady was worse on 20. It was, like, everyone knew it, but, like, the difference is honestly minimal on this year's game. Like, in all fairness, for the guys who have committed to next gen full time, like, they deserve that badge, because half blinders on next gen is the best badge in the game.
Not even close.
Not close. It is not close. Like, they deserve it.
The difference between half blinders is like blinders is like, you can actually shoot and be confident when you have half blinders. If you don't have gold or higher blinders, the court could be empty. You could be in shoot around, and you could still get an 87% contest.
Mm-hmm. But like
the air can contest you without blinders. Like,
that difference between gold and half blinders isn't small. Like, it's a big enough difference having it half.
It is. I agree. Hall of Fame, but like Hall of Fame Steady. One thing I will always say about Steady is that nobody cared about Steady at the start of the year when everyone was hitting every shot with John Stockton. And if I'm did Steph have Steady? Did Steph have Steady the
gold or the pink diamond? Yeah, I think he has a gold. I think.
No, he doesn't have it.
Doesn't?
But like people use John Stockton up until January, and John Stockton is gold Steady, and nobody cared. He has gold Steady and barely any shooting badges. It's just now that they start taking Steady off cards, people are like, oh, these cards now have Steady again. It's a disaster. It's like, no, it's
really not.
Would you rather have no Steady or half Steady on current gen? Maybe no Steady, but it's so minor.
I'd rather have half Steady, I'm not gonna lie.
You'd rather have half Steady?
But when I locked in Hondo, I was praying for a half Steady badge, I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
But like, at the same time, I'm used to shooting with Steady, so I don't notice the difference, because every card I have has Steady.
But it's like,
if it's the difference of me, like, I don't want to make mistime jump shots anyway. I want to green. So if I mistime a jump shot, it's on me. Let me just green it.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, in my gameplay for Thaddeus Young, I missed a bunch of whites, and they were just like, oh, you would have greened them, but you had Steady. And I'm like, I have the meter on. You can see that I'm mistiming. Like, you can literally see it with the meter that I'm mistiming.
The green window? Like, I don't know if it does. Does it make it smaller?
No, it doesn't change the green window. As far as I'm aware.
You're literally fine.
Yeah, but like, it might change the green window very, very slightly, but like, so does putting a release on very quick. And people still like the release on very quick.
Very quick on a guard on current gen. And on next gen, like, very quick's ideal on anyone under 6'7".
Yeah,
6'6", you get the full speeds. But on current gen, on a guard, very quick is just chef's kiss.
Yeah, but I don't think Steady is like a bad. I would I don't know if I'm on current gen would I rather no Steady or half Steady, but like on next gen, it's like maybe a 1% like negative on current gen, but it's like the difference between a card being one of the best cards in the game and borderline unusable on next gen. Like, it's the reason why
think it's like go ahead.
I was like, it's the reason why so many people used Ray Allen when he came out, because he was like the only wing with half Steady.
Yeah, I think it's just like, honestly, people see that badge now. It's a placebo effect. Honestly, they see Steady and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss so many more shots with this card. Might miss 2 more on online versus difficulty. I might miss 2 extra shots. I honestly might.
Yeah,
at most."
I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing.